All right, so this week what I did is I connected EFT to this page, which allows you to choose whether you create, join, or spectate a match. If you create, you go straight to the uh, maps area and you can select your map as usual. I also reworked the grid on here so it looks a little bit nicer and it spreads based on the size of the window. Hopefully you were able to see that. Um, if you happen to click on the join, it will ask you for a code, and if we go to the console, it can determine that it is a player. If you want to spectate, it can determine it's a spectator. Um, so yeah, another thing that I created is if we go to the tracker page, I reworked the search bar. It looks a little bit nicer. Um, this is the same, but I do have another page that I'm actually going to be using for the all list. It's not going to have these buttons, rather, it's just going to have, or it just has this, which sends you to the info view, which I will also be displaying. Um, just one moment. All right. So here is the Garb UI. It also is dynamically sized. The circle still isn't. Trying to work out how to make it actually do what it's supposed to and not get all wonky. But for now, this is going to be what the pop up is. It's going to simply be like a small pop up on the page, and it has the functionality to switch the colors of everything and even the circle, which you can switch with um, which sends you back the color. That way, it can be used to get the average of all this stuff. um, Another thing. Oh, my bad on that. This is the item info page. The only thing I need to complete is the CSS for the drop down bar. It's just going to pull the list from Firebase, all the lists that the user has. That does not contain the loot lord, or maybe just all the lists, and then when you select it, it'll give you the count. It will pull the description, needed quest, locations found, and that all be from the database once this stuff gets loaded in. Let's see. This is that info page. Right now, it doesn't pull from Firebase. I don't want it loading 1,000 things and wasting the up and down or the push pulls that we have. Um, it just tells you send to info based on Loot Lord Plushie, which is going to be the name, and that's how it's going to pull all the info. The same thing happens on the original one. That's test 5. I also finished the spectator sidebar. Again, I just need to CSS the sidebar and have it work for this particular space. Uh, I don't know why that's doing that. It wasn't doing that before. It's probably just the way my browser is, but I'll check it out. Basically, it just has all the buttons necessary. It's pretty simple. You just enter the code to enter a different match, and it'll just send you right back to the spectator view. And you can also select previous matches from the drop down menu. And it'll be a pop up, so it'll minimize. Another thing that I was able to collect is all the images that we're going to be using for the icons. I did a quick web scrape on a list that I found online, and I pulled all the images. I actually have it on my other computer, but I'm gonna move it right over. There we go. All right, basically it just ties the UID to the PNG image, and you'll be able to use this file on our database, of course. All right, and here are all the images for all those items and PNG tags. Right now, they're all named by their UID. We can easily tie that into the database, and pretty much every item is here, even some of the new ones, which will help out with adding the new items that came in with the new patch onto the game. But yeah, I was able to get these, and it should help out or build our database a little bit better. And that's what I did for this week. For next week, I'm going to be finishing up all that UI that I didn't finish up this week, and then I'm also going to be tying up tying all the pages together, and I'm also going to create the pop-ups for the pages that need them. And if I have extra time, I'll do some Firebase work with adding these UID to our database and helping with the raid page.